Time to create real estate investors. In this video, you are going to watch as I take two of my students on a field trip through properties that I own. The first property is a Section 8 property. I have a tenant there and it's getting ready to go through inspection. Every year, Section 8 mandates that we have inspections in the properties. Here we're walking through, we're looking for things that need to be repaired so that we pass inspection. The second walkthrough that we do is through a property that I just bought, and we're walking through to figure out how we're going to rehab the property. And if you stay around to the end of the video, you will see how by being together, we come up with better ideas than I would have had on my own. So enjoy and cue the intro. All right, guys, we are here on location. We are at the property and we are about to walk in. We are going to see what's up with this property. There is an inspection coming up, and I've brought these two lovely people because they wanted to check out the process. They wanted to multiply their assets, and they just wanted to see what a day in the life is like for a landlord. So, guys, what are you guys excited for?
Well, I just got approved to be a Section 8 landlord, and I'm very nervous about the whole inspection process. So it was great that Hoan invited me here so I can go through it, so that will alleviate the tension that I have.
Gotcha. How about you? What brings you here today?
Well, I'm looking to see what it's like if you have to transfer between tenants and what can happen to a property in between. So I'm curious to see what they've done and what's left.
Okay, yeah. So the thing that stops a lot of people from becoming real estate investors is the unknown. They're just so worried about every little thing, right? So like he said, he wants to see what would a tenant do to a property? What do I got to look forward to? What am I worried about, right? And Sean here, she just wants to see how the process is, what's going to happen. It's like, all right, so let's clear up the unknown. Let's shed some light on it, so then once it's known, then it's not scary. The boogeyman's only scary because you can't see him and he hides in the dark, right? So now this boogeyman of investing in Section 8 properties and checking out the properties, inspecting them, let's shed some light on it so that it is less scary and you multiply the assets you own. All right, guys, so one of the things that could fail us is this. Notice right here, the dryer vent fell off. Little things like that, right? Fell off. All I gotta do, literally lift it back up, put it on here, and then tape it back. But something as small as that would cause this to fail. So this here, this is a puddle. As you guys can see, this puddle also could cause us to fail. And it's like, where is this water coming from? And looking around, the most likely culprit is maybe this pump, but the pump actually looks pretty dry. So we got to do a little bit more research to where this water is coming from. Not sure as of right now, but we will figure this one out. All right, here is a possible culprit. So we're looking at this. It looked like it could be that, but it's not, because that's dry over there and it only stopped right there. So it's like it filled up there and it receded back. So then when we come over here and we see this is still wet. This is wet. It's like, how is this getting wet? Definitely not coming from that pump there. So then we get closer and you can see the tile here stops, and then we got raw ground over there. What's happening is water's coming in from underground and then filling up and then just running, and then this is the lowest point and it's puddling right there. As we walk over here, we will see that there's little wet patches here in the concrete. It's like, where is this coming from? And it could be, again, water coming up from underneath, and it's just finding the path of least resistance. right, guys, so we just did our Section 8 walkthrough and we handled all of the problems that the house had. So now we should pass, theoretically, but you know, anything could pop up. But I have here Sean and Steve, and they just went through the process with me. So I just wanted to hear from you guys. What you guys think? How was that process so far?
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy, just identifying what's the issues and just address them head on.
Just a little bit of cleanup, make sure you're ready and good to go.
All right, so now if you guys were to own that property and it was a Section 8 tenant, how would you feel like if that was your property? No big deal, or like, man, I don't want to do that anymore? Like, what's your thoughts on this?
That was pretty clean. Yeah, that was clean and easy.
Yeah, well, there you go. So a lot of people worry about little things like inspections. People worry about like, oh, what if this breaks, or what if that breaks, and what if this happens? You handle it. And
paint and carpet, that's all it is.
That's all, paint and carpet, right? And so
just simple house maintenance.
That is,
all it is.
Yeah, it's just if you build the house right from the get-go, little things happen, like the doorknobs were loose. Like the doorknobs, that's it. And what do you need? A screwdriver. And you just tighten that and that's it, right? It's really, really simple. And what's even easier is you might want to give your tenant a screwdriver and just say, if the doorknob ever comes loose, here, tighten it yourself. And then that's it. So it takes even more out of your own hands.
A little bit of instruction.
A little bit of instruction. Yeah, goes a long way. But you guys heard it from these guys. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So if you guys are trying to multiply the assets you own, don't worry about the little things, because this is going to build you a lot of wealth over time. But if you worry about the little things, then you never do the big things. And it's the big things that make the most impact in your life. All right, guys, any last words for the camera?
No, I'm good.
Let's multiply.
Let's multiply. Yes. The tour through the property that I just bought, and we were sharing ideas on how we could rehab the property, make it look better. I had my own ideas. They came up with better ideas, and so that is the power of a mastermind. So what did you guys think of the property? What are your thoughts on you guys buying these kind of properties in the future?
A lot of potential. It's being able to look through and walk through and see what the possibilities are. So yeah, excellent potential here.
Excellent potential. Not a lot of work as in a complete gut, because the beers and bones in this property is really, really good. Cabinets are good. We're looking at electrical and stuff. So Hoan always say put a lipstick on the pig. This is the perfect pig for that.
Yeah, so most of my projects I rip out a lot, but this one, it's just things are so just functioning. It'd be a shame to just throw it all away. So I figured let's keep it, let's see how cheap we can go, yet making the property still good looking, still functional, still safe. That's what's important when it comes to properties like this. Sean and Steven are both in the Hoan Zone community. So if you guys are interested in learning more and attending walkthroughs and other events like this, check out hoanzone.com/community. All right, guys, so
let's multiply.
Let's multiply. Yeah.